Well, for those who say it never gets cold in Florida, I guess that's about, I don't know, about 35 degrees. It's pretty cold for Florida. So anyway, I'm out here in the winter cold, and I got my winter mechanics mil spec coveralls on, so I'm going to do some work on the Jeep. And I decided to stoke up the kerosene heater. You know, it's filled up all the way, and I got it on full blast. This thing puts out some damn heat, man. I haven't used it in a long time, but you know, I'm out here in the open under the carport, and you know, working next to the El Camino, and this thing puts out some damn heat. So actually, I got my these are mechanics winter mil spec coveralls for mechanics type work. The military used. They're very good quality. Actually, keep it pretty warm. So what I got here is I got a grease gun, and you see this tip right here, this little tip, that's a needle tip. What I'm going to do is use, actually this is a marine type grease. It's for, it doesn't wash out as easy, and this is not a very expensive grease. You can get stuff that's real expensive that's very difficult to wash out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this needle to actually fill in between the leaf springs on a Jeep. You can't really get in there too good. You can actually get some of it in there by hand, but to really get in between the leaf springs when the car's jacked up, you want to use this deal right here. So all you have to do is put that needle on the end of that and just press it on, just like a regular grease fitting. Okay, and the way this works is, you see there's like a needle valve. It just goes under like a regular grease fitting, and you can see in between here it's pretty thin. So to fit it in there, you have to put the needle valve in here, and this way you can grease all in here. When you're squeezing the grease gun, you can get all in there. Now you can kind of do that by hand, but you won't get it in there as good as if you're using the needle valve. And if this part though, you can just take something like this, you know, extreme pressure Valvoline grease and stuff like that. Now normally some of these better springs will have like something in between here where it's like permanently lubricated, but on this Samurai that's not how they are. So these things will ride pretty rough, and so if you put some grease on here, it'll actually quiet them down and it'll actually ride a lot smoother. You'll see a little bit of a difference. The other thing is sometimes these are a little bit too tight, and you might want to inject some grease in between here. But if you're ever put on some other new springs, you want to make sure you don't torque these down too much. And actually a good suggestion would be to actually torque them and then put some kind of nylon lock nuts on these instead, because sometimes when people change these springs, they really torque these damn things down, and this thing already rides pretty rough. So if you want to smooth it out and quiet it out a little bit, that's the way to do it. And by the way, this kerosene heater does put out some pretty damn good heat. I got it turned up all the way. If you turn it down pretty low, it'll last about 15 hours. So if you turn it down low, so if you're in an enclosed area, turn down low, this puppy will work very well.